great techniques for burnout and creative block. For example, really simplistic and quick sketches like this. This is my sketchbook that I work. I try to draw every day, and as you can see, the drawings are very simplistic, almost nonchalant, and this is great for me, for example, to use very crude tools like this one, pentel marker, permanent marker, so it's very thick. I don't have edge control, and this is really great to just, you know, just put some marks on paper, because sometimes we are tired, we are, I don't know, overwhelmed by the amount of information about the skills we have to work on. So for example, these are just simple paper with quick drawings, and later on, for example, I have, let's say, this is the boat. This is the shape of a boat. I had some idea and I just put it on my sketchbook. This is the sketchbook, like your notebook. And then we can, for example, have something more complex done for our project. So as you can see, this is the same boat I draw here because I remember the cool shape. I wanted to show it. And here is my project I was working some time ago, and I shared it online. So as you can see now, we have something like that done in Blender and then overpainted in Photoshop. Later on, we can play with our design callouts. So this is the line work made with Blender plus overpaint. It's not finished, of course, but as you can see, this is really cool process of working. So I'm sitting in my desk. Sometimes I wake up, I'm tired of projects from work, from my freelance work, or I don't have anything to do. I watched tons of tutorials and I'm overwhelmed. I want to quit art, but don't quit. Just sometimes shitty drawings, sometimes very quick ideas are better, and they can later be reviewed by us. So for example, these are some drawings I made, I don't know, 1 year ago. I have it in my wardrobe or somewhere, just, you know, laying around, and now I can take some ideas, even if it's not like, you know, perfect drawing by any means, but for our creative journey, these are sometimes better ideas, and they can lead us to project. Because you, for example, are walking around with your sketchbook, or watching a movie, or doing something, whatever, and then you want to take a note, but sometimes you don't have time to sit and, you know, play with all your tools, spend 8 hours on rendering this island. But for example, we have the idea of some island, okay, island with castle, and then we can develop project around it. Maybe it's a cool maybe it is a cool way of working. You know, we take some of our quick sketches. For example, we can even create word building exercise with this, because for example, this is the main island. There is some lake in the island with some monolith. We can create callouts of it. So for example, in this way of thinking, that we can have this, then we can make something like this, or draw on the paper. Later we can explore and make better ideas. So this emerged from my sketches, and final result was that. So I shared it online, and yeah, so I think this is great for our artistic development and the freedom, because for everything there is a place in our pipeline. So if you want to learn perspective, of course you should learn perspective, and this is of course needed for the job of concept artist or illustrator. But sometimes these small ideas are the golden pieces that are needed for our starting our project. Because for example, I had some ideas about some locations, and then I can this is from, I think, Baldur's Gate, when we were in the hell in Avernus, and I like this idea of this, like nails or stuff in the ground that was holding the city in the chains, or I don't know. But later on you can even play it can be done digitally, of course, but sometimes I like to feel the pen on the paper, and then you can, for example, explore. You can make it from fantasy, you can make it like I don't know, space stations, whatever. You can turn around this composition. Sometimes they can work. You can, maybe these are spaceships, space stations, I don't know, whatever. Sometimes they are very abstract in their nature, so I would think working with like that is really liberating, especially if you are burned out, especially if you don't have ideas. So I recommend sometimes going into the Pinterest or whatever. You have some book with pictures, just sit around and just draw the frames. You can watch some movie, stop the watching movie. You can paint, draw, whatever you want, and later on you can have some ideas, or you can watch, I don't know, and try to spend small amount of time on this kind of drawings. Even it's like 1 minute for each, or 30 seconds, because these are like thumbnails, and I really like this way of working. And of course there is time for everything. So as I've showed you before, the more developed ideas can originate from really simplistic drawings like this. So yeah. So I really think this is a really cool thing cool way of working on your drawings, paintings, ideas, designs. If we are talking about more design, I have it on my desk, so probably I have it, yeah. So this is, for example, some sketches done for my project, one of my projects I'm developing. So these are studies, let's say, of Roman architecture, but this is not like proper, of course, architectural drawings or anything like that. But I wanted to capture essence. I was watching some documentary or lectures about Roman architecture, and then I wanted to combine it with some of my ideas for a project. Maybe Roman, maybe Byzantine architecture, and you know, here are some notes. So this is also a good way to have your sketchbook, so you can work with your pen like this. V5, it's Pentel, no, high-tech V5 Pilot. So it's a really cool pen, and you can buy cartridges for it. So as you can see, these are drawings of Arc de Triomphe, some kind of Vatican City, or I don't know, Curia, some drawings, and they are stylized, of course. They are not in perspective, but as you can see, you can start a conversation with this kind of drawings, and then you can maybe go to 3D, build some stuff later on, and so on and so on. So this is the way I like to work. I wanted to share with you, and this is a great way to start to make something if you are tired of computer, or if you want to just doodle around. But it's also have some purpose, and any drawing you make, even if it's like very quick, you can always have some idea. Maybe I will try to play with learn something about architecture, or maybe I want to play or generate interesting compositions, but these are like really sketches, on proto sketches. Even if there are, you know, it's only for you. You can almost look at it as if it's looking at the cloud shapes. So for example, you have some different things, and you can later on return to this project. You can randomly pick this idea and try to develop it as or illustration, as concept art, or series of keyframes, or something to start to have something on your canvas before you work. So this is one cool thing I'm exploring, I'm working. So I think it could be helpful for you. So Hope this is helpful, and let me know if you try this method. So have a great day.